There we go.
There we go. We're in. I think actually we were on before, but we just couldn't see ourselves. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm just trying to see here. We are in our room.
Oh, no, room, our apartment.
Our apartment in Portugal. So last time we did a live, we actually were streaming through Albufeiro and back. Oh, brighter. Through the Truly, and we didn't actually have very good Wi-Fi, so we figured we'd do this one inside this time. So it is Anita and
Dario
from inspiring you to live your life with food and travel and the Mediterranean lifestyle that you can do from anywhere. And we wanted to touch base with you today because we've had so many things that have been happening over the last 3 weeks. Or sorry, 3 months. 3 months.
Yes.
As we've been traveling. So we've gone out to everyone to ask some questions. And so we're going to answer some of those questions that we've got written down here and just give you some details on what we've been up to. And I see here that some questions can be answered in here and be seen in Facebook and, in Instagram and LinkedIn as well. It looks like I'm able to see all the questions. If there's some that we're not able to get to, then we will answer them later.
Awesome.
So right now we're in sort of the living room of our place that we have. We're in a community in
Albufeira in the Algarve.
And it's in a marina. It's like a gated kind of community.
Yeah.
It's been really wonderful. We've got our own kitchens. We've been doing lots of cooking, buying some of the local food. What are you looking?
I'm looking at the people driving.
Hello, Wendy. How are you doing? We do see all the stuff that comes up here.
Yeah,
That's
we
wonderful.
do.
Nice to see you, Wendy. So we're in this gated community right now. We have been traveling since August, and it has been exciting. Like, first, I went to Holland.
And I went to Italy.
And Dario went to Italy because, of course, I don't know if you know, but he runs the program with George Brown for chefs to get the post-diploma program in Italian cuisine. And so he takes them to Italy. So he went to Italy. Yeah. And then I joined him later. And from there, we toured all over. Oh, you're good and Barry? That's awesome. I wonder how the weather is over there. Here it's been, 27, 28 and sunny every day. It's been beautiful. But I hear that it's quite warm back home too, which is a little bit unusual. I guess it's an Indian summer. So anyway, we toured Italy. First, before our retreat that we had, we toured around Parma. We toured around Bologna. We went to La Marca, Pesaro, which was a fun weekend, and the beach is quite beautiful there.
That's a hidden gem.
Yes. Pesaro was really, really beautiful. And then we went over to the other side towards the Cinque Terre, but not in the Cinque Terre. We went to Viareggio. Yeah,
we went to Viareggio, which was at the beginning of Tuscany, down to Lucca.
Went to Lucca, went to San Gimignano, and then we went to Arezzo where our retreat actually was. So we had a week with 20 wonderful people from the US and Canada. We had so much fun.
That was definitely the epitome of what we are talking about, Mediterranean lifestyle. That was very much it.
Wendy says that they're getting snow tomorrow. Not good. Not good. Sorry, we won't tell you anymore then. So we did some amazing things with our group. We had 2 villas that were on a mountain overlooking Arezzo. And we had tours into Arezzo. We had tours into Florence and Siena. We did this amazing barbecue. Oh my gosh. I think I've shared some of the videos of what we ate and what we drank and the singing that went along that night. We had a band that came in and they actually did the karaoke. It was a lot of fun. Then we also went to go see the Parmigiano
Reggiano, Aceto Balsamico in Modena, and the great experience with our Michelin star chef, Luca Marchini.
Yeah.
That
was really nice. He cooked in front of everybody and they got to see it. They got to join in and they got to taste, of course, as well. And then we made pizza. What's that little cart thing called?
That was a great event because the brand of the company is called Panis. Okay, and basically what it is an Ape car I don't know if you guys ever seen it. There's three wheelers, kind of a small little scooter with the back. So they turn it into a pizza oven, okay, then run with wood. All the flour was organic from the area of Emilia Romagna. And we went into a farm where all our guests could grab all the ingredients they wanted to do. They would make their own pizza and bake it in this apicar, which was just absolutely unbelievable. But the most amazing thing is not about how well you cook, how great your pizza is, how creative you are, and you put them into this incredible system and this program, which is called Panes, which is really brings you back to the simplicity of what a good product is all about. So I think for a guest was fantastic, and and sometimes when you do it as couple, you never know the reaction. It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Some of the best pizza I think I've ever tasted.
And it wasn't like the standard. It was a very different kind of grain. And we learned actually, which is kind of exciting,
Right.
that there's over 300 types of grains
Yeah.
in Italy, where I think they said there was 6 in
Yeah.
North America,
Yep, yep.
which shows you sometimes that when you go to Italy, an example, the Mediterranean, sometimes you eat things that irritate your stomach, but they don't
No.
in Italy. And they have different examples of how things can be made, and it's quite beautiful.
Yeah. No, and that's what I mean. It's sometimes it's about adjusting your system, learning about a little bit more about your comfort zone. And I think that was an experience, I guess, not just for us, but I think it's for our guests, which I would say they embraced, and they were not just guests, they became friends, they became almost like family. And that was the idea, that convivial world that we are trying to create.
Yeah. And we got a comment here. Thanks. Your videos are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, because we do work hard to gather and capture and to be able to inspire people with travel and food and how to connect again. And that's really important to us. And we've also discovered something new called Shorts, and it's actually in Instagram. So we did
No,
this.
sorry, you discovered.
Yeah. It's called, and it's in YouTube. And we did fun things where I was learning Italian in the car because we had the time, and we do like a little 1-minute snippet video, and we've had a lot of fun with it. And we're going to be renting a car again soon, so I think we'll continue some of that. So if there's any kind of questions and words that you want to know how to say in Italian, it helps me learn too, because I'm still not getting this completely. I'm trying.
You're getting there. And now we're in Portugal.
Yeah.
Completely different language altogether.
Yeah. So anyway, then we went to Amalfi, where Dario was a guest chef in a beautiful, beautiful villa there. So we really enjoyed our time there. We went down to a place called Maratea. We went to Sicily. We went to Puglia. We went to Calabria. We traveled all over, and we had a really, really good time. I mean, we could be on this for hours explaining it all, but of course you're going to be seeing a lot of our videos that we're going to be sending out. And if there's any questions that you have, please reach out. But part of it was enjoying, but also part of it was R&D, because we're planning another
retreat.
4 retreats that are going to be coming up. So
yeah. And that's what is R&D. R&D sometimes is I call rediscovery and delivery. I mean, it's my putting in it, but also really figure out what best experience we can give to our guests, to our friends, to really live the Mediterranean lifestyle. And what we say also to our friends and guests is live like an Italian for a week to 10 days. So we want to discover spots then they are just unique, where you can.
We always call them the hidden gems.
The hidden gem. and for myself as an Italian, for born and raised here, coming back, it's almost like a reality, a beautiful reality of so many things that I said I took for granted, and now I rediscover a little age of my life. Then I'm seeing it through Anita's eyes, which is actually kind of opening things to me. I remember one of the things she said, "Oh, we should go here." I said, "Oh, come on! I mean, I've been there so many bloody times. I don't want to go there again." And then I go there. I'm like, "Oh my God!" I mean, I would never even think about it. Again, because you take things for granted, because you rush so much in your life, you never realize the simple, important things. And I'm talking just about Italy. I mean, Italy is one country, but there's so many countries around, and you can kind of pause and really realize the beauty. And that's what the R&D is all about, is really finding the right little spot that we can give our guests. So right now we have, I would say, 3 to 4 spots we are looking at.
Yeah, so Tuscany we're going to do again because that's always a hit for us and people really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So we have some wonderful experience with that. So that's probably going to come up in April,
April.
May. Then we've got Amalfi Coast, which is going to be coming up, Puglia, and Sicily. So if anyone's interested, please reach out because, yeah, we need to know. We need to know. We need to book it and we need to have some ideas. So
And it put us into.
we were going to talk about that later. How do we get into all this now?
But this is the good thing about just improvising.
Yeah. So now we've left Italy and we've come to Portugal. We've gone to Lisbon and now we are along the south and we are going to travel into Spain. We're going to rent a car and travel into Spain, and then we're going to finish off with some days in London, England, and then we're going to head home for Christmas. So Wendy says there's snow, so hopefully
that's fine. Snow is nice for Christmas. Only for Christmas.
So we're looking forward to seeing the kids for Christmas time. Another thing that we've been doing down here is working, and some of the questions that we're going to answer today also relate to that. So for myself, I've got my clients that I'm coaching while I'm down here, and so it's been interesting. It's been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying that. And then Dario's doing a research project for the college.
My students are here around, so it's a little bit of both, right?
Yeah. So he's still doing some work from the college, even though he is on sabbatical. He doesn't know how to turn off that, but it's important because it's your program and you carry it dear to your heart. And also you need to do a research project as well. So on food, local food. Yes,
and he's enjoying what you're doing. I mean, for many years, people are doing things before doing it. The research project is, the rediscovery of Italian cuisine using different products of different country you are in.
Yeah.
And I was reading an article yesterday from a person that is very dear to my heart, and he actually said it exactly the way my project should be. And his name is, to me, is a mentor in all type of life. His name is Don Alfonso Iaccarino, from the famous Don Alfonso, 1890 in Amalfi Coast. He said, Italy has its culture and it has its ingredients, but the brotherhood of different country, thanks to so many people now visiting, living in Italy, has created a bigger potpourri of such of a unique cuisine. So you allow yourself to rediscover and to think differently, maintaining the same kind of a maybe traditional technique. So that's important. So the project is around that. And the most important thing for me is to represent them back to those young men and women at the college. They want to join this program to really do it for the right reason, for the passion, for the curiosity, for the respect, for the cleanliness and the purity. So it's exciting.
Yeah, so that's what we've been up to. And so now we're in Portugal and we come home and then we're going to head down to South and Central America, as you guys will see. So the best way is to go in and sign up to our mailing list. The second is to join YouTube, and we actually do our shorts. So as we go through and experience an evening of singing, we will put a 1-minute clip in there so you can see exactly real time where we are and what we're doing. So we had some questions that people had sent in. So if you have any more, we're going to do this as well tomorrow, do a quick live tomorrow. We want to try and keep them to 30 minutes. So if you have some questions, we'll answer them tomorrow. If somehow we've missed it in here, I do see some of the questions in there, but a lot of them have already been said before.
Anyway, so where we go?
Yeah. So anyway, the questions. How do you manage work and travel? So you start, Dario.
If you do what you love, you don't manage. You actually do it. And I think we love what we do. And I mean, Anita with our clients, myself with managing this project and keeping in touch with my young chefs and students, and they are in Italy right now. And our business, like I said, we had a fun group. We done retreats, the R&D. I think it becomes less work and it becomes more enjoyable. And really don't take our time for granted. I mean, there were moments then, we were busy, but really realized quickly that, okay, let's just take some us time. But the reason is because you love what you do. I mean, there is a person said, a famous person said, if you don't like what you do, change what you're doing, do something else. And for us, our business, all of your life, it's something that we believe in it from the core. What Anita does with her client, she believes in it. She believes in it. What I care about the younger generation or young chefs, it's the most important. I've been doing this one for over 40 years. So to me, it's not a work anymore. It's something that we love doing and be passionate. But of course, you really need to moderate that because sometimes you can get distracted. It's a beautiful day today, and we maybe
stunning out today,
we want to maybe go for
we should probably show them
for a boat ride and all that, right? But you guys are important too, right? And we, it's not a job. When it becomes just a job, then that becomes a
So my answer to the question is to be organized. And I see there's some people on Facebook that are saying good morning, hello. We can't see your name, but want to say hello too. And yes, Wendy Passion. Wendy is signing in from YouTube, and we're able to see it's you. So that's great. Yeah, passion is so important. I love what I've done. I've been coaching for 18 years, and I've had my own business. So I love what I do, and I've always been able to combine travel with my groups. But now I'm actually traveling and extending it for a year. And so to me, the biggest thing is being organized, making sure, the time differences are a little bit off. You have to make sure that you've got all that set up and planned and organized in the way of that you also have that time, like Dario said, that you actually time away together. That's so important. Time on our own. Like yesterday, we had some time on the beach. I did my meditating, which I find is really, really important. So, the passion and scheduling, I think, is probably one of the biggest things for that question. How do you manage work and travel? What is your favorite place in Italy?
You can answer that. I have, it's funny because I put it on the spot right now.
No.
That is a very tough question because, being an Italian, you said, well, my hometown, that's my favorite. No, it's not. I was born in Milan. I was raised on Lago Maggiore, which is the other side of Lake Como, which I love. Stresa, it's still a big part. Genese, the area over there, I absolutely love that. Milan, if you tell my sister she's the best city in the world, but because she lives in it, I can handle Milan for 2 or 3 days. It's a beautiful city. To me, the beautiful hidden gem that we discovered together. And right off to my mind, the first thing is the regional market, for example, Peso. And I cannot just put one spot, please, San Gimignano and Lucca, which is in Tuscany. Lucca was something that Anita was. And again, remember what I said at the beginning. I've been to Lucca when I was a young kid, okay? And when Anita said, I really want to go to Lucca, I said, come on. I said, there is another place you can see. And then you get there. You get there with a different mind, with not just looking at the back of the rock, but you're looking at as a really inside on your core. That was fantastic. And then to me, I don't know. I think Foggia, Lecce was the other place that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Italy is also beautiful, of course, and you didn't put me on the spot.
I thought it.
No. Because there's just so much around Italy. I could say a million things. But again, I love to, like you mentioned, the hidden gems, is finding those places, because it's not just standing in front of something and taking that picture. it's that experience. And those places that we've had those opportunities to really experience the culture and the people. Like I think of when we went to Pisa. Pisa was nice, but it was one of those things, and it was actually, I stuck it in my mind because there was a million people that were trying to get the picture perfectly lined up to holding up the tower.
We did it too, and
No.
it was.
We did it for a minute or two. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
We did it for a minute or two, and then I'm going to send you the picture. I did a picture where I just went with my finger like this.
It was crazy.
Because it took a second, and we had, but they wasting so much time to get the perfect picture that they're not experiencing the town. And that's what happens is everyone goes to TripAdvisor, and then they go to see the top 10, and they go and see them, take a picture. And that's not really seeing Italy fully and really understanding it. So to me, there's so many places that I really, really loved. I loved our moments in San Gimignano. We just got lost. We explored. We found all these really cool places that normally aren't there. Pontremoli, which I find is stunning.
Oh, yes.
La Marca
yes.
and Pesaro. I mean, people don't necessarily know and go to those places. And
Pontremoli, yeah, that's another one. Yes, that we.
Oh, it's just so nice. And you probably have seen some of the videos that we've shared, but there's a lot of hidden gems, and it's hard to say exactly what is the best. But if there's any questions that you have, you can send us, and we'll answer you any specifics on different places. So.
And we were at one point we were asking ourselves that question. We did, remember? Mm-hmm. If you were in Italy, where would you live? I don't know.
Because we have been looking for places.
I really don't know, because there's so many beautiful places in the world. To pick one and be unfair to the other.
Even in Portugal, it's
yeah,
quite beautiful. Spain. I mean, we've both been to Spain, but we haven't been to. Well, you've been to the south of Spain. I haven't been to the south of Spain, but I've done the north and the Camino Trail and that. So we want to keep ourselves to 30 minutes here. So when is your next retreat? We're looking at April for Tuscany, Amalfi for next September, and then we're not sure on Sicily and Puglia yet. But please reach out if there's something that you want, or you know of a group of people, because we don't bring that many people. Last was 20, which is the largest that we do. It was almost 20. That's the largest that we do. So.
Yeah, it was great because it was a good group of people, but it is the largest for sure.
So it's hard to answer that completely. What inspired you in these 3 months? For me, it was the generosity of people when you travel, and some, we had some of this in Portugal as well, but in Italy specifically, the connection, the conviviality, as Dario calls it, the connection that's so important, and just getting to know the people. Of course, the food is unbelievable, but to me, that was huge. Being inspired by them was humongous for me.
Yeah, to me, the inspiration was a lot of things. One of them was actually to see some of the great stories of some of my old young students that I had on our program, on the post-diploma Italian program, succeeding. That was an inspiration, seeing Alan. We're going to go see Kevin next. Really succeeding and really embrace the country where they are.
Isn't your one of your students the #1 female chef in Asia? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. She's in Shanghai.
Yeah.
DL.
It's anyways.
But I want to echo what Anita was saying. The familyhood. I mean, we have so many great friends and great people that meant everything to us. To me personally, some on their retreats, and people then open their homes, literally open their homes. The time then we went with our friend Andrea and his wife, and just enjoy olive picking to really make a fantastic olive oil.
That was fun.
And the convivial part of sitting 20 people at the table between lunch and go picking again and have some incredible food. The grandmother wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make food for lunch. And I mean, I'm not talking about simple food. Fantastic. And all from the garden. And then she comes 8 o'clock, because it's a week of olive picking, to make olive oil. And then everybody's sitting for lunch. And really, with always a smile on her face, there is no one said, oh, I'm tired, or my back hurts, so I don't want to do that. There is never that question. That to me is inspiration. Inspiration, because it's a community working together for an ultimate goal. So I think that was another huge, huge part for me.
Yeah. And I have a new appreciation to olive oil, the amount of work that goes into that. So I think it was almost 2.5 weeks that was spent getting the olives and making olive oil.
And what a product. Right?
And there was a team of, what would you say? There was 20 of them? 20 people in the family, between kids and adults and grandparents.
And they all get involved, and they all get involved.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And the olive oil was phenomenal. I see here you're going to Siena in April. I guess we're going to have to talk about that. That's great. We're going to be in Siena. City. Yeah, it's his favorite city. We had a really good time in Siena this year as well, as we always do. Yeah, that's probably around the time that we're going to be doing our retreat there. So we'll be out there at that time as well. What has been your challenges? So for me, I think living out of a suitcase. Living out of a suitcase has been hard. It's the same clothes. It's putting things back in. It's taking things out. It's organizing that, and the time difference for work, because I have specific times I need to see my clients, and sometimes the time differences can be a little bit off. So I'm thinking that's probably the biggest thing, is the suitcase thing. I guess some of the anyway, you answered the rest.
I think, yes, I echo what Anita's saying, is the home base. I mean, we are now here for a couple of weeks here.
Which is nice.
We are excited about it. But sometimes, due to work, due to things we have to do, we spend 3 days, 4 days a week maximum. And that's hard. Here we are talking about hard. I mean, there is no such a thing as really hard. But if you really want to pick on it, it's that to pack it again and unpack it and figure it out. Until we come to a point, which we did a week and a half ago, when we had so much stuff that we decided to ship it back. So we minimized whatever we had, because the challenge was, when you're traveling for so long, you have so much stuff or events that you have to do. And then you have them there, the weather change, what are you going to do with that? So we make the decision, okay, we're going to pack everything, we're going to ship it back home, we're going to leave what we have.
And I'm sorry, we're 2 minutes left to half an hour, so we're going to be a little bit later than expected. So, but some of the stuff we'll answer again tomorrow. We're going to be on at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. 1
p.m. Pacific. So, anyway, next question: what we have learned. We already did that one, right? No. What is our challenge? Was what question we just answered, and what have we learned is the next question. My biggest thing is probably, you don't know what you don't know. I've been a travel agent since my early 20s. That's what I went to school for. Worked for travel agencies, have traveled around the world, ran my groups from my women's groups, Get Away to Find Your Way, have been different places, and you're always learning something new. So you can't say, I've been there, I've done that, because you haven't. There's always something to learn and to try. And every time I go to Italy, thinking how many years now we've been going, well, you've been going forever, but for me, it's probably 8 years now. Yeah. I'm always learning something new. Unfortunately, not the language, which
you are.
I'm picking up, but still, it's not the same when we're with a group of people and I'm the only one that doesn't speak Italian one day. But I always find there's something new to learn, and it's not necessarily a building or a statue, it's learning something from the people and the cultures and the food and just the way they are. To me, that's what I've learned, is I don't really know. I know what I know, but there's still so much more in engrossing yourself into the culture, to getting away and finding your way.
That might sound very cliche what I'm saying right now. But I have learned then I need to allow myself to be more about myself. I don't know if it makes any sense, but to me is allowing things to come. We live a life sometimes then we everything needs to be programmed, like Anita was saying, check, 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 the check mark, the book. And I realize by meeting friends and people through our journey, that is not the case. It really isn't. And they live with a sense of peace. Doesn't really matter. They work hard, but they spend the time to really enjoy themselves, really be present. And what I learned about being a little bit more present, I think, which is sometimes it's hard, but it isn't. And the message sometimes in All Live Your Life is the conviviality part allows you to be present. Because at that moment you're there and you live it to the moment every single time. So for me is allow myself to be more myself and better myself and never think that I know everything, because even food wise, I learned so much in the last 3 months and it's been unbelievable. So allow yourself to be a sponge also.
Yeah. We have a question here. Do you still love your luggage? So it's interesting. The luggage that we had, our carry-ons, Samsonite, we love it. Mine is High Sierra, Dario's is Samsonite, but they're both under the Samsonite brand. We still love it. I love my luggage. The large one I'm still getting used to. It's great because it is so lightweight. You can put as much stuff into it. The only thing I find is that you open it up like this. Like a book, and it has to take the room of that as opposed to opening it up with a lid. So I've had to get used to that. But you know what? Everything is a pro and a con. And for the weight and the way it's moved, it still looks new. It's maneuverability. Everything else is phenomenal. So, but I don't think in a hard case that you can make it to go up, because it needs that stability and how it is. So I think it needs to be that way for the hard. I'd love for anyone else's opinions on whether they like still the fabric or the hard case in any of these comments here, because we can talk about it a bit more tomorrow as well, if that's something you want. But I've had to put a lot of stuff in it, and for the weight, it's been phenomenal. It's been really, really good at being able to maneuver it as well. Okay, so we're a little bit over here. We're 3 minutes over here. So I'm just going to go over some of the updates that we have going on. Number one is, I don't know if everyone's seen our documentary. We did Living the Mediterranean Lifestyle from Niagara on the Lake. It's inspiring you to live your life, which is what we're all about, around food and travel and the 8 principles of the Mediterranean lifestyle. Right. And we will be, actually, I think in YouTube, it's going to be on the main screen. You'll see it. It's been a highlight for us to be able to do this for Niagara on the Lake. It's such a beautiful area, and that's what we talk about, is being able to live the Mediterranean lifestyle from anywhere, and then we show it through food and travel.
And we discovered this hidden gem that people don't even know. I mean, on this episode, you will really would see people that really touch us. Personally, emotionally, they give us a great learning lessons. That's what it's all about, living the Mediterranean lifestyle. It's really empower yourself to really learn more about people around you.
So you know what? I'm going to put the link to the documentary in here as well. Those that are on a mailing list, is going to be going out. It has been unlisted until this morning, so more people are going to be able to see it. And it's a professional one that we have done. It's not one that we've sort of done our casual little videos along the way to be able to share. So that's a big one. Also in the Facebook group, Inspire Traveling Foodies, we're wanting to create more people connecting in here. And one of the things as we get older is it's harder to find like-minded people. So being a traveling foodie, that's the area that would be perfect for everyone to put in where you're from. Hashtag, Barrie, Florida, Toronto, wherever that might be, New York, hashtag where it is, and like-minded people can find you if you put information in there. And that's a perfect place to connect again with people, because it's hard as the kids get older. You're becoming an empty nester, finding friends that you have things in common with. Our Facebook group, Inspire Traveling Foodie, is the best place to be. And I'll put the link in there as well for those people that are in LinkedIn or in YouTube, where we're also streaming too. The retreats. I guess we talked about the retreats.
Right.
They're going to be coming up. So reach out if there's anything they're interested in there. Tuscany is going to be a given, Amalfi for next year. Those are going to be the two. And then we've got Puglia and Sicily as well that we're going to be doing.
And Puglia is going to be an interesting one because it's not going to be your traditional home. And I'm not going to say nothing else. Because that is, and we experience, okay? Because a part of the R&D is actually going to the place and try and figure out, and it's unique.
It was magical. It really, really was.
It's one of I would say one of bucket list. If everybody has a bucket list, that is it.
And it was one of the places that I checked that I wanted to go to, and we had an opportunity to stay in this place that was stunning, and that's on our list. And that's going to be something so unique. If you travel with us on that retreat, it's going to be so unique. Obviously, for sure.
It's going to be smaller groups because it's going to be a little bit more intimate, but it's just, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay.
I love all the things we've been getting for the International Dinner Club. Everyone is having so much fun. We've got people from all over. We've got people from California. We have people from Arizona. We have people from Chicago, Boston that have signed in and sent us messages recently in Europe, and doing the International Club. And it's International Dinner Club. It's so much fun, and it's so wonderful hearing.
Yes. Just look at this.
Who's this
beautiful couple?
That's the prototype for our book that's coming out. So we're going to be coming out with a book soon, and we've got a few more documentaries that we're going to be doing. So that's all going to be coming up. That's for later time. We're over time here now.
We are never over time.
We have tomorrow at a time.
We are on European time. There is no time. It's whatever it is.
So I am torn looking too for the suitcase. I don't know if tomorrow maybe we'll showcase a little bit of them and to say the pros and the cons. I really do like it for the lightweight of it and the maneuverability. It's a really good suitcase. I think it retails for $400, $500, something like that, Canadian. So it is a really good high-end suitcase, very lightweight, and there's a lot of pros for that. I think if I was going for less time than the 4 months that we're doing right now, I probably would pack a little bit lighter. But it's difficult. We're going from the south to the north, and of course, there's got to be shopping along the way. I mean, we're in Italy, we're in Portugal. I mean, God.
Well, it's always the challenge. Okay, but we realize now then we just. Thanks to DHL, we can just send stuff over. Which it was always, I think, was a bit of a plan always to actually realize that at some point in time, I want to just leave one last thing. When you're overthinking about something, you're always going to forget. When you just do it, what is the worst thing that could happen? Well, you don't have it.
And that's what I found. Some things I shipped and I wish I hadn't, but it's the way it is. And also we've changed. Like we weren't going to be going to Spain, and we've changed. We're not going to be spending as much time in the UK. We decided to do that. So we've been moving along and doing things day by day and enjoying every moment and loving to share it with you. Again, come on over to our mailing list. That's where you'll find most of the videos coming to you. And the best really is YouTube, because we're doing shorts, and put your notifications on because we're doing some funny shorts. The learning Italian in the car was just on a whim, and it was kind of funny because it's taken off. And I think
we had a 7-hour drive. So
and it was a lot of fun. And Charlie said, Dario, how do you say blah, blah, blah? It was a lot of fun. So anyway, love hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll see you tomorrow on Sunday, November the 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back here.
And before we say, like, to respect to our great Portuguese people, obrigado.
Ah, nice. Ciao, ciao, everybody. Have a great day.